The great lie. We like to believe we're in control, that our choices map the future, that our plans bend reality into shape. We carry calendars, make lists, set alarms, and convince ourselves that we're steering the wheel. But life laughs at our blueprints. A phone call shatters the plan. An accident shifts the course. A single no from someone else rearranges everything. The lie isn't that control doesn't exist at all. It does, in tiny ways. The lie is that we ever had more than fragments of it. Control comforts us the way a child's blanket comforts them. Not because it protects, but because it pretends. Control is survival. The obsession with control isn't random. It's survival instinct. From the beginning, humans controlled fire, controlled crops, controlled animals, anything to stay alive. Control became security, and security became the foundation of civilization. But survival control and existential control are not the same. Managing fire is one thing. Trying to control the uncontrollable love, loss, time, fate is another. And yet, we blur the line constantly, believing if we just try harder, if we just prepare more, we can command the uncontrollable. It's the survival instinct misplaced, stretched beyond reason. The tyranny of plans. We glorify planning. It's the modern gospel, preached from the pulpits of self-help aisles and the stages of sold-out productivity seminars. We're told that a meticulously crafted plan is the only barrier standing between us and chaos. Productivity gurus worship it as the ultimate tool for taming the wild, unpredictable nature of our lives. They sell us the illusion of control, packaged neatly in leather-bound journals and color-coded apps. Every hour mapped, every task defined, every contingency accounted for. We build these intricate architectures of time, believing that if we can just chart the course perfectly, the voyage will be smooth. But these plans, which promise security, also enslave us. They become rigid cages instead of flexible guides. The tighter we grip the schedule, the more fragile our entire system becomes. A missed train, a sudden phone call, a moment of spontaneous joy. Any deviation feels catastrophic when everything is built on the altar of precision. The plan becomes a brittle structure, ready to shatter at the slightest touch of reality. And so, our plans collapse. Not because we didn't prepare enough, but because life isn't interested in obeying our spreadsheets and schedules. Life is a force of nature. It's messy, improvisational, and utterly indifferent to our color-coded calendars. In this collapse, we suffer twice. Once from the disruption itself, and, a second, deeper time, because we believed it wasn't supposed to happen. We mourn the loss of our perfect, imagined future, a future that never truly existed. This second suffering is a wound we inflict upon ourselves. The truth is, plans can guide us, but they can't guarantee us anything. They are a compass, not a map with a pre-drawn route. And when we forget that crucial difference, planning ceases to be a tool for empowerment and becomes a tyranny we willingly inflict on ourselves, day after day. The control freak's prison. Some people are addicted to control. They micromanage, overthink, overprepare. They need the thermostat set to the exact degree, the furniture arranged just so, the conversation unfolding on their terms. On the surface, it looks like order. Beneath, it's anxiety with a mask. Control freaks aren't powerful, they're terrified. They cling to control, because unpredictability feels like death. But the irony is brutal. In trying to control everything, they lose the ability to truly experience anything. Life becomes a checklist, not a journey. The prison of control doesn't just trap others, it traps the controller most of all. Control and relationships. Nowhere does the illusion of control play out more destructively than in relationships. We think love means shaping the other person into what we need. We disguise it with phrases like helping them grow or guiding them. But control isn't love. It's fear in disguise. The need to control your partner reveals your own insecurity, your terror of uncertainty. Healthy connection isn't about domination or predictability. It's about surrender. Letting people be who they are, not who you script them to be. Trying to control someone will always backfire. People either break free or break apart. Love survives not in control, but in trust. When control masks fear, most control is fear in costume. It's the silent, desperate attempt to build a fortress around our vulnerabilities. We see it in the manager who micromanages every detail, not out of a desire for excellence, but from a deep-seated fear of failure. We see it in the friend who dictates every plan, terrified of the chaos that might unfold if they aren't in charge. It's the fear of rejection, fear of the unknown, and ultimately, the profound fear of our own mortality. So we tighten our grip. We meticulously plan our days down to the minute, believing a perfect schedule can shield us from unexpected pain. We try to script our relationships, curating our words and actions to prevent abandonment. We obsess over the future, trying to force a single predictable outcome, because we're terrified of what happens if we let go and trust the process. This isn't about being organized. It's about trying to tame the untamable. But fear disguised as control doesn't make us safe. It makes us rigid. It transforms us into brittle statues in the middle of a flowing river. We try to bend reality to our will until it inevitably breaks, and then we collapse under the weight of the very illusion we built for protection. The fortress becomes a prison, its high walls blocking out not just the bad, but all the spontaneous, beautiful, and transformative moments of life. The inner monologue of fear is seductive. If I can control everything, nothing can hurt me. It's a promise of invincibility. But life, in its beautiful and chaotic nature, always finds its way in. An unexpected layoff, a sudden heartbreak, a global crisis. And when it does, the mask of control doesn't just slip, it shatters. The carefully constructed facade crumbles, and the raw, unmanaged fear beneath is exposed to the world. Control isn't strength. It's the avoidance of true strength. Real strength is resilience. It's the flexibility to bend without breaking, to face uncertainty with courage, not a checklist. Avoidance always cracks under the pressure of reality. Control versus responsibility. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up responsibility. This is where many get it twisted. Responsibility is about effort. Control is about outcome. You can be responsible for studying, showing up, working hard. But you can't control whether you ace the test, whether the boss promotes you, whether the world bends in your favor. The confusion between responsibility and control destroys us. We beat ourselves up for things outside our reach, forgetting we only own the effort, not the ending. Accepting that distinction frees us. We still try, but we stop pretending we're gods. The myth of mastery. Modern culture sells mastery like it's control's ultimate form. Master your schedule. Master your diet. Master your craft. And while mastery can be beautiful, it's not omnipotence. Even masters fail. Even experts stumble. Mastery isn't about control. It's about adaptation. A master pianist doesn't control the keys. They respond to them, flow with them, adapt when a note rings off. True mastery accepts chaos as part of the process. The myth is that mastery equals total command. The truth is that mastery equals resilience when control inevitably slips away. The freedom of surrender. The paradox is this: the less you try to control, the freer you become. Surrender doesn't mean apathy. It means recognizing what belongs to you and what doesn't. It means working hard but releasing obsession with outcome. It means letting people be who they are, letting days unfold, letting life move without strangling it. Surrender isn't weakness. It's strength. It takes more courage to let go than to cling. Control says, I must hold everything. Surrender says, I will hold what I can and release the rest. And in that release, life finally breathes again. The illusion shattered in the end. Control was never real. We convince ourselves that with enough planning, enough foresight, enough sheer force of will, we can bend the world to our desires. At best, this control was partial, a fleeting moment where our actions aligned with the universe's chaotic dance. At worst, it was a comforting lie we told ourselves to ease the raw, untamed terror of existence. A shield against the fundamental truth that so much of our journey is beautifully, frighteningly, unpredictable. Life is not a machine we operate, with levers to pull and buttons to press for a guaranteed outcome. It's a vast, unpredictable storm we sail through. We don't steer the storm. We can't command the winds to cease or the waves to calm. Our only power, our true responsibility, is to adjust our sails. To learn the rhythms of the wind, to respect the power of the sea, and to navigate with wisdom and resilience, not brute force. The ultimate tragedy is not that we lack absolute control. The real tragedy is how much of life we miss by desperately chasing it. Think of all the moments sacrificed at the altar of what if, the spontaneous detours not taken, the conversations avoided for fear of where they might lead, the joy smothered by the anxiety of maintaining a perfect plan. We become so focused on managing the future that we forget to inhabit the present. But when we finally, truly accept that control is an illusion, something profound shifts within us. The clenched fist of our anxiety begins to unclench. We stop grasping so tightly at outcomes we can't dictate. We find the freedom to laugh when our meticulously crafted plans collapse into beautiful, unexpected chaos. We learn to find the lesson in the detour, the opportunity in the obstacle. We begin to embrace the chaos not as a threat, but as the very texture of reality, the undeniable proof that we're alive. The messiness, the surprises, the heartbreaks, they are the pulse of a life fully lived. Control was never the point. Living was. The goal was never to build a fortress against life, but to dance with it, in all its wild and unpredictable glory. And the moment you stop pretending you own the future, you finally start experiencing the present. You reclaim your attention from the phantom of tomorrow and anchor it in the solid ground of now. This is where life happens. Not in the plan, but in the breath. Not in the destination, but in the step. If you agree, ink, rage, repeat, share, like, and subscribe. See you next time.